Hey everyone, welcome back to the SL and Shiro podcast. This is episode 6. I am your co-host SL, and Shiro is with us like always.
Hello, hello.
And in this episode, we are going to be talking about the Danganronpa series.
Oh boy, do I have a lot to say about this.
I think we both have a lot to say about this series.
To clarify, you just start off right from the bat. I like Danganronpa. There are
Me too.
problems I have with the series, but overall, it's an enjoyable ride that I very much enjoy. And just Kadanko's Wild Ride is one you should experience.
Yeah, I also like Danganronpa and think people should experience it as well.
I've always had the opinion of just because I like something doesn't mean I can't acknowledge its flaws. And Danganronpa definitely has some flaws.
Oh yeah, no, Sonic Adventure 1's my favorite game of all time, and that's a glitchy as fuck mess.
Especially like, what was it, the DX version?
Oh yeah, DX is even... Well, depends on how you look at it, really.
Everyone who's tuning in for this episode, we will start off with non-spoiler stuff. So for right now, we'll just go through the prologue section of the 3 mainline games.
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked you this before the podcast starts, but have you played Ultra Despair Girls?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, do we want to bring it up in this discussion?
We may as well.
Yeah. So it's been a long time since I've checked out Ultra Despair.
Oh no, I got you. My sister only played it.
I don't remember it. I remember it well. It's very vague. So, but I still know like what it is and isn't a spoiler. So we're
My
good.
sister played it recently. I got you.
Okay, good. So we'll go in order of release. So Danganronpa 1, 2, Ultra Despair Girls, and then V3. And we might bring up the Danganronpa 3 anime, but like a slight mention. This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah, we can bring up the anime a little bit.
Now we'll start off with non-spoiler stuff, just general thoughts and opinions on each of the games, and then
we'll talk about the main plot for them.
We'll give you guys a warning before then. But anyway, all right.
Danganronpa 1. You play as a generic teenage boy, Makoto Naegi.
Basically, that's his whole character.
He's
the normal guy.
Yeah, he got accepted into a high school for the gifted and talented. Basically, if you are the best at something, you go there.
Trust me, there's a lot of weird stuff that qualifies as a talent.
Yeah, and we'll get into that.
Especially in the later games. Like even in this one, it's like the ultimate fanfic creator, but then it just gets weirder and weirder. But I feel like a benefit that Danganronpa has with its gameplay style is the free time events. So it's like even the weirder guys, you can learn like a good bit of insight.
Yeah, so how this game works is it goes through a bit of plot, and then before the actual murder happens, because this is a murder mystery game, you get the chance to hang out with the other characters that are still alive. It's kind of like Persona in that sense, where it's half life simulator, half trial.
Right. And if you hang out with them enough times, you'll get all their bond fragments, and you'll get like maybe a special skill, and you'll also learn a good deal about your the character of your choosing. Some get a lot better free time events than others, I will say.
Yeah, some completely redeeming the character when they're just one note in the story.
Like, I mean, okay, but then again, it's like with the characters who barely get anything in the free time events, those are usually the ones that last longer, so they already get a bunch of development in the main story. So I guess it's a fair trade, but with this one, like Danganronpa 1's free time events are very like simplified, like almost like bare bones. But again, it's the first game of the series. It was just testing the waters.
And even with that, there's still some that actually stand out and are pretty good.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't remember much of them.
I remember some of them. Don't worry, I got you.
I remember Celestia's, but that was because she was my crush back in high school. You basically, as soon as Makoto enters the high school, his vision starts to waver, and then he passes out. And then he wakes up in the classroom.
Yeah.
And all the windows have been boarded shut, with like steel. And he goes into like the main hall where he sees like his classmates, and you get like the introduction segment.
Yeah, you get a small introduction to each of them.
Learn what their talent is. And then you go to the gym and meet the most iconic character of the series,
Monokuma.
Oh boy.
The bear himself.
I don't think that's hyperbole. I feel like even if you don't know Danganronpa, you have seen Monokuma's face before.
You probably have.
Yeah. And you know the whole thing where it's like it's this cute little teddy bear who, fun fact, in the Japanese version has the same voice actress as Doraemon, which is a very famous Japanese mascot. So it's kind of like that dichotomy where it's like this cute recognizable Japanese voice coming from a serial killer bear.
But it's actually the devil.
Every chapter starts with Monokuma giving you a motive of sorts, basically being like, okay, just try and kill each other now, please.
Please kill someone. I'm getting so bored over here.
You know, there's Pepto-Bismol everywhere. Fun fact, I recently learned this. Did you know that the pink blood wasn't actually because of censorship?
Yeah, I know. It just fit the art style better.
Yeah, it just fit the art style better. Well, like, it is a common misconception that it was changed to pink for art style reasons. Well, not art style reasons.
It was changed for rating reasons, but it was actually changed for art style reasons.
Right. Because, you know, even in Danganronpa 1, without getting into spoilers, there is a room that has red blood all over.
Yeah, no, they do say the blood is red, but it's not, it's pink.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's an art style change, it's like, it's still funny.
I literally saw it, I saw this abridged for the Danganronpa, first game anime, and it's just like, oh my god, I had this weird dream and the blood is pink.
Oh no.
And then so that's like, blood has always been that color though.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, it's just like
the
blood's always been.
Gaslighting Nagi. So basically, Monokuma gives you a motive, someone dies, but yeah, that isn't just it for the killer, because now you have to go into a class trial and basically figure out who done it. And if everyone is able to figure it out and vote for the right person, only the killer dies, is executed. If the killer manages to outsmart everyone, everyone votes for someone who isn't the killer, everyone but the killer gets executed and the killer gets to go free. So there you go, there's the basic premise of Danganronpa.
There you go, you do that like 5 times on repeat and then you're done. With the sixth case. And then there's the sixth case where you solve all the bigger mysteries
of the respective game. Yeah, and then Danganronpa, like, each of these games gets weirder and weirder with the prologues.
Oh yeah. So Danganronpa 2 is when you play as another just generically boring character, Hajime Hinata, who also gets accepted to the school.
I kid you not. I really thought for somehow, like, it was like a flash forward into the far future, and this was Makoto's son or something. Hajime. They look that similar.
You know what? Funny enough, actually,
I get the idea. Like, they obviously look similar because, one, there's a protagonist, and two, like, I feel like Hajime is supposed to be like a bit of a commentary on Makoto, even more than another character in this cast is.
I will bring up actually something related to Makoto, but that should be saved for the spoiler section.
Hajime is about to enter Hope's Peak. That's when the screen goes black, and then you just see a bunch of code. All your classmates are there, and then a white rabbit that looks similar to Monokuma shows up, named Usami.
Mm-hmm. Because Usami means rabbit.
Right. And then she teleports all of you to a beach.
Yep, you're on the beach now.
And just the same steps as the original. Then you meet Monokuma and he says, oh nope, it's a killing game on these tropical islands now.
Yep, he turns Usami into a pink and white rabbit in kind of his fashion, and then turns it into a killing game.
I think this was actually the first game to have hope fragments, because they tried to explain like, oh yeah, just collect them all and then you can go home.
But yeah, this was the first game to have hope fragments.
Okay, going in release order. Ultra Despair Goals has Nagi's sister, Komaru.
Yeah, this isn't technically related to the main plot. This was lore, essentially, a lore game.
Yeah, this is basically just trying to explain what happened between 1 and 2 to connect them.
Yeah, this was after 1 and before 2.
And basically, because of the events of Danganronpa 1, to not get into spoilers, the first motive of Danganronpa 1 involved like the kidnapping of people close to the students participating in the killing game. Yeah. Now those close people, including Komaru, are being chased down by Monokumas and everything as a part of like some kind of hunting game instead.
Mm-hmm. Run by children.
Run by literal children.
The best people.
No, guys, seriously.
We're serious.
I know, it's a meme how teenagers look like adults in a lot of anime, but I swear to God,
no,
literal children.
These are actually little children. Like, they're all under 12. And then that's really all we can really say about Ultra Despair Girls, except the fact that Except for the fact that that's not
I feel like mentioning the other character of this game is a spoiler.
Yeah. The only thing we can really say about Ultra Dispergles is that it wasn't actually a mystery game. That was actually an action game.
Right, it wasn't a visual novel like the other games. It was like a third-person shooter. You use a hacking gun, which looks like a megaphone, to basically shoot Monokumas.
It's really funny.
So V3 starts with Kaede, our main character, and her best friend Suichi. Basically, they haven't met before. They're not best friends yet. Anyway,
they fall out of a locker.
They both fall out of lockers, and they seem to be like relatively like normal, like they don't have ultimate talents.
Yeah.
Then they run out, go to the gym, being chased by giant robots, you know, as you do in
school.
The
usual. My high school had robots chasing us around.
Giant robots I saw in high school. Or
yeah, no, my high school had robots chasing us around.
Okay, well, there you go. But yeah, you basically go to the gym, see all your classmates. None of them have ultimate talents until like
5 Monokuma-style bears pop out of these giant robots, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on? Why do none of you have talents? Oh shit, we fucked up. This isn't meant to be here."
Oh fuck, I think one of them legit says, "Damn it, I should have told you. We should have followed the script."
Yeah.
But anyway, they basically shine a flashlight at everybody. They remember their ultimate talents, like, all right, redo, and then
the game starts over again.
You're not at Hope Speak. You're not on a tropical island. You're at the Ultimate Academy for Gifted Juveniles. I'm surprised I remembered that full name. But basically, now Kaede is the ultimate pianist. Suichi is the new ultimate detective.
Yep. We'll specify why we had to say new ultimate detective later.
Yes. But anyway, so you find out you're in a bird cage. There's seemingly no way out. Eventually, like, it seems like the Monokubs are the ones running the show until Monokuma finally shows his head. Yeah, then it's just like, again, just every other killing game. I guess now that we've summarized each of the games, like, prologue-wise, SL, which one's your favorite?
My favorite is, oh boy. I think in terms of characters, I actually like the first game the most, but, like, overall, I think I have to go with V3.
Yeah, V3 is my favorite overall, even with the characters. I don't know. I think it's, like, similar reasons as, like, Nico B brought up, like, the cast of V3, there isn't really one I dislike. Yeah. Because there's always been that one character in the previous 2 games where it's just like, I just hate them. Yeah. But V3, it's like, even like, the weakest characters are like slightly interesting to me.
I know, I agree with you on that.
Hey, I mean, there are still like stellar characters in the previous games. I won't discredit those, obviously.
Of course, like my favorite character in the series is Makoto, and did you hear me in the beginning? He's boring.
Fair. Like, he's intentionally boring, but that's what makes him lovable.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, surprisingly, that's all we really have to say. Outside of like maybe describing like the basics of the Clash Trial gameplay.
Yeah. So what happens is every character like recounts a certain part of the case that you're investigating, and you see the words fly out of their mouth, and some of the words are yellow. So you take your gun, you load it with your evidence, and you shoot the evidence at them.
Yo, no, that's wrong. But in Danganronpa 2, they introduce a new mechanic with blue words, which you can shoot down and
you're not disagreeing with those words, you're agreeing with those words.
Right, you're basically, yes, I agree with that. And Danganronpa V3 introduces another new mechanic, the lie mechanic.
Where you can lie about a piece of evidence to tell the opposite effect of what actually happened.
Will say I saw it kind of. I've been watching a lot of reviews of Danganronpa stuff recently, and it does put like the whole series into perspective. Yeah. One person brought up like, yeah, you know, the lie mechanic, despite being brought up, despite being like, you know, a brand new thing, it's not really used that often.
Yeah, no, it's like twice the case.
Maybe, well, no, just like one mandatory time, and then you can use it like a few other times for like back routes.
Yeah, no, like what I mean is like, what I mean is like the max is twice the case it happens.
Yeah, which is like, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I will say though, like, when I was watching Nico B play the games, he did note that actually the music does change when you can lie about it.
Right, that's what, like, it gives you sort of hint, like, okay, time to lie.
So I guess with that, we'll just go back to the first game, and
Yes, okay, spoiler mode, people. If you have not played these games, we recommend that you play them. Despite some issues we may have, these are still fun games. They still have really good characters, we recommend you check them out.
They're also pretty readily available. They're on PlayStation, Xbox, maybe not Xbox actually. No, they are on Xbox and Switch and PC.
I got Decadence on the Switch.
And Switch is Decadence, which is all the games in one.
Mainline games plus the Summer Camp spin-off.
We'll talk about the Summer Camp later.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about Summer Camp later. But yeah, you can get the games pretty easily.
Danganronpa 1 Spoiler Edition.
Let's go.
God, I hate fucking Junko.
Oh, she's such a bitch.
Here's the thing. Junko was fine in this first game. She wasn't like the greatest villain.
I also think
she fit. She worked. Looking back, I didn't like her the first time I played this game, but then recently replaying, I'm like, okay, I can see why she worked as a villain here.
I also liked her in the
back, and I'm just sick of her.
I also liked her in the anime as well. Actually, she was entertaining there at least.
The
Danganronpa 3 anime.
Valley Girl Junko is fucking incredible.
Kamakura, yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Yes. I will say, if you want like funny, if you should want to get a good laugh, just watch the Danganronpa 3 anime dubbed.
Yeah, no, the dub is actually pretty good.
What was that one line like Kyoko said near the end? It's like, yeah, I don't know how this works. I'm pretty sure I died.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, it's not that she died. It's that they all died.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, to keep it to Danganronpa 1, basically you find out that the Junko who died at the very start of the game
was not Junko.
Was basically Mukuro,
her
Junko's
sister,
twin sister, who was disguised as Junko to like put up appearances.
Yeah, to throw suspicion off her.
And then you find out the real Junko is the mastermind controlling Monokuma, and not only is she the ultimate fashionista, but she's also the ultimate despair.
That's the opposite of hope, if you don't know.
Oh no. Then you find out that the reason the six of you are trapped here is like, in an actual choice, the six of you,
the cast of Danganronpa 1 trapped themselves. Yeah, they trapped themselves inside.
The world outside is, just in a near apocalypse. Near apocalypse state.
Yeah, it's like actually an apocalypse outside.
Not the worst one this series will face, but close.
Oh my gosh, that's it. The funny thing is that's true.
Yeah. But anyway, Kodo is able to channel the power of the ultimate hope, and it becomes his new talent. And he basically just like convinces everyone that despite how bad things are, they may be able to like make the world better again. They shouldn't fear the outside world. Yeah,
but basically, if the six of them actually work together, they can overcome anything.
Yeah, basically, I love how there's another point I saw in like the Danganronpa 3 anime, where it's like in the subtitle version they said, "Oh, but Koto, you're still talented with your ultimate hope." You even convinced Junko. It's like, no, he didn't. Junko's like, I'm sick of talking to you. I'm gonna go kill myself now.
Yeah, she literally just ended herself because she didn't want to lose.
It was that, and also she was just like, I'm sick of hearing about this ultimate hope stuff. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
6 survivors are Mikoto, Kyoko, who turned out to be the ultimate detective. Because previously she didn't know her talent.
She had amnesia. Was it
someone she forgot it, or she was just hiding it?
No, she forgot.
Okay. And then she remembered that she was the ultimate detective.
She could still use her talent, she just didn't know it was her talent.
So it was Hakakure and Ashina, and then Byakuya and Fukawa.
Yeah.
So those 6 get out of there, finally. And that's where Danganronpa 1 ends. We don't even get to see the outside world.
No, you literally it's literally
light, and then there you go. There's credits.
It's literally a light flooding into the main hall where they get out, and that's where it goes to credits.
So there is a scrapped true ending.
Yes, where all of them escape.
Where basically, like, you can unlock like the cutscene of what you would have gotten from it in the main game still. The true ending, so to speak, when it was in development, was basically before you discovered Mizuno's body, you would well, before Mizuno even died, he would go to like the gym, and there Monokuma would be like, "Oh, I see, you played this game before. You want to see the true ending, don't you?" And Makoto's like, "What are you talking about?"
Here, take this button. Don't ask questions.
Like Monokuma tries to justify, like, "Oh, seeing the outside world, that's the true ultimate despair," and it disappears.
Yeah.
Then basically everyone decides to give up their talents, you know, go into like something different. And then, you know, Makoto presses the button, everyone gets to go free. And then Makoto wakes up in the classroom, and it's implied like the entire game was a dream in this ending.
That would have sucked.
Oh god, that would have been awful.
It was all a dream is the worst way to end a story.
Right. I'm kind of glad they scrapped it because, I think like the reason they said in interviews was the reason they scrapped it is because it kind of gave finality to the series, but they wanted to leave it open for sequels, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah, no, he was writing, like, I think Kodaka was saying he wrote the games with, like, intending to, like, he writes games leaving, like, little things open.
As it is, ends with Monokuma getting back up, like, it's not over yet!
Yep.
Outside of Makoto, who else is your favorites from this game?
Who else? Chihiro.
Okay.
Kyoko.
Of course.
I
mean, everyone kind of loves Kyoko.
Yeah. I liked Sayaka before it turned out she was a crazy bitch.
Right. Like, I do like how the marketing for, like, the first game tried to, like, you know, try to trick you into believing, like, oh, she'll be around for the whole game, she'll be your assistant, and then she dies.
I thought she was gonna be our new Maya, okay?
Right. Actually, funny how, like, in the demo for the first game, it was Hagakure that was the victim.
Yeah, they had a scraps demo where Hagakure was the victim, and I think Hifumi, the fanfic creator, was the killer.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. But I actually, like, I remember watching that, like, demo, and I was thinking to myself, like, I mean, not that it matters how Curry doesn't do much in the actual game.
Not. Even though he survives to the end, he still doesn't do much.
And he somehow survives. He was, man, he's the ultimate lucky student.
I think Miyake even jokes like, "How did we even get this far?" Like at one point in either the game or the anime.
Okay, his thing about me with Byakuya, I hated him. I mean, I like him now, especially with like his appearances in later games.
Yeah.
First impressions are everything, and he just came off like too much of a jerk. You know
that was the point. That was the point. That was the thing.
I understand. Like, there is obviously, like, I can recognize when, like, character being a jerk is the point. But I feel like there's a fine line.
Oh no, he was definitely the like.
It's just like they're like unbearable.
Yeah, like he was definitely the secondary antagonist of the game.
Like, the whole thing with, like, Trial 2, it would have been way less complicated, but Byakuya was just like, nah, watch what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna do a magic trick, you ready? Completely different crime scene.
Him up. Yeah, the whole thing with Chihiro turned out to be a boy.
Yeah, Chihiro was a boy the whole time.
Caused a lot of discourse in the fandom, let's
just
say that. Personally, try to go with they, them, because you never know for sure. Like, it's not like Kodaka, I don't think, has gone in an interview saying, oh, their preferred pronouns would be this.
Yeah, I don't think Kodaka's actually said it.
Yeah. I, like, the worst part is, like, like a part of me is like, what if Kodaka left it up to interpretation like you choose? And I'm like, that's the worst way to do it.
Absolutely worse, because you gotta take in the people who would not like that.
Oh, see him, oh, she her. It's like, I mean, Chihiro is cute. I really liked Celeste mentioned earlier.
I can see the appeal.
Yeah, it was the goth girl look, man. Like, obviously she's a liar. We get that. You obviously get that.
Her talent is a gambler. She's like they're made around lying.
As her free time events goes on, Makoto starts to pick up on what is and isn't a lie with her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my father was this, my mother was this. Like, It's like, oh, and I was born here. Okay, that sounds more like the truth. Her whole like motivation to get out was to become like a vampire princess or some shit. Does it suck that she killed Ishimaru? Yeah. Hifumi, not so much.
Not so much. He kind of deserved it.
No, she does a favor with that one.
I also want to bring up Case 4 because that's a really popular one because that subverted a lot of expectations.
Yeah. Sakura.
For people who don't know, this is the spoiler section, so you shouldn't even be listening if you haven't played it. But Case 4.
You shouldn't be here now.
Case 4 was a suicide, not a murder.
Right. I'm pretty sure like it's the only one in the series.
Yeah, that's the only suicide in the series.
Which makes it even more special. As twisted as that sounds.
Not that the suicide is special. It's the fact that this is different from all the others.
Yes, there you go. That's a better phrase. But Sakura was a pretty good character. I really liked her. So to see her go was, kind of sucked. I mean, kind of like the case, but a lot of like the survivors, like the 4th or 5th case.
Yeah. So I also want to ask you, do you think, it's never said, of course, but do you think Sakura and Hina kind of, liked each other a bit more than friends?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they were definitely lesbian for each other.
Oh yeah, it sucks to go. Can you believe that all like the semi-canon couples, like all like the popular ships, Makoto and Kirigiri are the only ones to live.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Like everyone at least loses one partner. I mean, I guess there's Byakuya and Fukawa,
but he doesn't like her back. That's different.
Area.
That's different. He doesn't like her back.
The Leon Code.
Oh, so somebody's finally acknowledging that. About time.
Oh yeah, and I'm putting air quotes around this code.
Here's the thing. I know it's a very simple clue in the English version. You gotta realize, in Japan, they don't use our alphabet.
Yeah.
Figure out like, okay, what is this upside down? L, E.
I don't understand this.
I say a lot of the mini games in Danganronpa 1 are very like basic.
Yeah.
Again, bare bones. Like Hangman's Gambit.
It's literally just shoot the right letter a few times.
Oh, what's that rhythm game called?
I
don't remember the name of it, but
Panic Time Battle.
Action. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I know, it's not fun. But the one I did like, the one I really liked, the closing argument where you recreate the case through a manga comic. And there are panels missing you gotta fill in.
Both the themes that are playing, like the soothing theme in place while you're trying to fill out the comic panels, and then like
the hype theme that plays while the comic's being read out.
Detail in the case, bro. That was awesome.
Yeah, so the closing argument's really cool, but other than that, it's the other mini games are kind of there.
Again, you can kind of give it a bit of a pass. It is the first game of the series. They were figuring it out.
And it's still fun. But with that, I guess we'll move on to Danganronpa 2.
Oh boy, so a lot of people have this as their favorite because
and it's understandable why.
The cast of this game.
And it's understandable why.
Oh yes, definitely. Go through the same format as last time we talked about the big twist. The whole thing about like, this is a digital world.
Yeah, it's a data world.
We're in here is because we're the remnants of despair. We were basically Junko's loyal followers.
Yeah.
Who helped to cause the apocalypse.
Yeah, so everyone in Danganronpa 2 literally caused the apocalypse.
Right. And so the reason this virtual world was originally built as like a island trip to help each other bond and get to know each other was so that way they could actually like these versions of themselves, these more positive versions of themselves, could be transferred into their real bodies.
Yeah.
So that way they're good again.
We should also talk. There's also another big twist that
yes.
There's Chiaki, a character in the game, and turns out she actually never existed. She was an AI made.
Okay, her never existing is kind of put up into the air with
We'll get into that, Shiro.
What?
We'll get into that, Shiro.
I know.
So far, as of right now, she's just AI.
There's another twist. I want to say it this time.
Yeah.
There's another twist. So, Hajime, turns out in chapter 4, Nagito reveals that the reason Hajime doesn't remember his tongue is because he never had
He
one.
actually
He
doesn't.
was a reserve corps student.
It's not like Makoto where he actually just doesn't know his talent yet because he's never had to use it. No, Hajime just does not have a talent.
Right, so it's explained in like Danganronpa 0, which is like this light novel, and I feel like it's explained a bit, like, okay, it's explained more detail in the light novel, but basically the reserve course of Hope's Peak was just for ordinary people who wanted the credit of being like, oh, I went to Hope's Peak, on their resume and stuff. They obviously weren't the talented folk that, the ultimates, and Hajime was one of them.
They kind of even show
in the final case of the game, it's revealed that Hajime does have a talent after all. And that is because through like a surgery, he became Izuru Kamakura, the ultimate hope. There's a lot of repeating talents in this series. But it's become so nihilistic that he said, you know, I'll just help Junko cause the apocalypse. Why not?
Because it's not even that. It's like the fact that since he has every talent, it's like he's bored of everything now because he can do everything, and despair is the one thing that's actually unpredictable.
Life now.
Yeah, and despair is the one thing that's unpredictable. So he helps out Junko.
But, oh yeah, and then Junko shows up, giant Junko with a phone that has Junko on it.
So it turns out before
Junko does nothing, by the way. I'll just say that she does nothing.
Yeah, she's just there for fan service, really.
There.
So it turns out before she died, she made herself into an AI.
Yeah, and then Izuru found that AI, and before he got put in the Neo World program with everyone else, he injected the Junko AI into the Neo World program, thus leading Monokuma to enter in there and cause the killing game.
I love how you...
in other words, it's Hajime's fault that this whole thing even happened.
I love how you use the word injected into a computer system.
What else? Upload, I guess?
There you go. It's just funny to think of just like Izuru, the syringe, like I got you, babe, just shoves it into the thing.
We can't use that phrasing. Shut up. Anyway, so I feel like that's basically it. Hajime goes Super Saiyan. He says, "We'll decide our future," and then boom, we're out. Everyone's hunky dory, real great. Hajime looks out towards the sunset as Nagi, Kyoko, and Byakuya sail off towards like mainland Japan, and you just see Hajime there. You don't see his face.
You see the back of his head, which is now blonde.
Slightly important, but anyway. Leaves itself kind of open-ended to lead into a third game.
Yeah, that was the opposite thing.
An anime that's supposed to take the place of a third game.
So I guess we'll talk about characters and stuff we like from the second game then.
Okay, let's talk about a very notable demon child of the series.
So let's talk about him.
Nagito Komeda.
So here's before you go on.
Sans' best buddy and dancing partner.
So okay, before you go on.
Hope and bagels. Cancer patient. He's got a lot going on.
Okay, before you go on, I wanted to say that that thing I brought up about Makoto in the second game. So if you actually reshuffle the letters in Nagito Komeda, you actually get I am Naegi.
Right, it's like Makoto Naegi Da.
Yeah.
And the da is supposed to mean like I am.
So people thought this was either Makoto's sister cross-dressing or this was Makoto in disguise. Neither of which actually happened.
It's just some dude that was supposed to be like a parallel to Nagi. I mean, to be fair, we also had Byakuya as one of the characters, or the imposter.
Except he's really fat now.
Can I just say, the manga says ruined the word imposter. I kid you not, when I remembered he was the ultimate imposter, I let out a chuckle. I'm like, god damn it.
Yeah, I was rewatching our Kingdom Hearts podcast, and Axel made the joke the second you said Among Us.
Damn it. Damn it. It's infectious. Komeda is supposed to be like... he's supposed to be like Nagi, but with Junko's craziness.
Let's hope, but he will go to Junko levels of crazy to achieve it.
Right, like the whole thing where it's like, oh, I'm just a stepping stone. I'll sacrifice myself if it means the betterment of everybody.
Yeah, also he hates himself.
Yeah, he does. And, the whole thing where it's like, his hope is like a pendulum. He keeps going back and forth towards good luck and bad luck.
Yeah, as soon as something good, lucky happens, something bad instantly follows after
that
it.
Thing where it's just like, oh, he got kidnapped, but in the bag he got kidnapped in was a lottery ticket that was like the number one prize. But then after winning the lottery money, he passed out and went to the hospital, and he figured out he had what was it again? Like dementia and lymphoma?
I think so.
I think that's what. Yeah, that was his diagnosis.
But also,
like, Jesus Christ. But also, like, the whole thing where like his parents getting hit by a meteor or something.
Yeah. There's also the in the Danganronpa 3 anime. Unfortunately, he switched his bags, but because those bags got switched, he got off scot-free for blowing up the gym.
that fucking scene where it's like, yeah, it's starting to happen. It's like, you mean about the gym blowing up? And I don't know why that line made me laugh so hard.
And he gets away completely free because of his luck, even though he caused this.
Right. I mean, 3 other students got expelled because of it.
Exactly, because it looked
suspended because he's cool like that.
Because it looked like they did it because of him.
Yeah. And it was completely unintentional. I don't think Nagito meant for that to happen.
Oh no, not at all. He didn't even mean for. No, he wanted to take the blame for it. He was ready.
He wanted to take the blame for it. Then he discovers, after going through the final death room, the price for getting through it is like student files, and he finds out now he's Hajime, a reserve corps student, but everyone except for Chiaki were members of the Remnants of Despair.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, so Chiaki being like a member of the Future Foundation or like a sleeper agent for them, basically like, hey, she's the only good one here. I'm gonna cause my own death.
I'm gonna frame my own death and frame her for murder so they can't solve it and she gets out.
Right, but I love how the only way they figured it out was because, like, what, guys, it's Nagito. His looks is stupid, so you know what? If you want somebody to kill him, they probably did it.
They probably did it completely unintentionally, and that is exactly what happened.
Love that. Fucking that. Like you think, again, with Kameda, not Kameda, with Byakuya, I didn't like Kameda at first. Like, you know what? I didn't hate him as much as I did Byakuya at first. Like, both grew on me, and Kameda I really like. I really like as a character because he feels like lightning in a bottle.
Oh, absolutely. That is an understatement.
Like, I've never seen another character even similar to him. Like,
There is
even
none.
Like the troublemaker that comes after him.
There is none.
It's not even close to Kameda, which is good.
Which is good.
I
It's
like
different.
Kokichi is like a different character, but at the same time, it's like, damn. Like even in the Danganronpa 3 anime, it's like Nagito just didn't feel the same.
You bring that up. Actually, I want to bring up that the Japanese voice actress who did Kameda, when she was preparing for the role, she got sick in the same way every actor preparing for the Joker has gotten sick.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll say, Bryce Papenbrook did a pretty good job as Makoto, but as Kameda,
that's amazing.
And I kind of love it. And you know, there was the whole stupid thing with Nico B's Let's Play of Danganronpa 2 and just making Kameda just obsessed with bagels.
And now it's...
Like, this is still a running joke with the channel to this day.
And now
it's... really big meme in the
And now it's a meme in the actual franchise.
Wait, is it?
Well, not like in the actual like franchise, but like a lot of fans know about this.
Right, like it's a big meme in the fan base.
I told my friend actually about Nico B one time and how he started the whole bagel thing, and then my friend's like, "That was him? He's the reason this happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, he kind of started it."
I mean, to be fair, Nico B was like one of the
first people to play Danganronpa.
Danganronpa for a while, at least fan base was, because you know he played like the first game when there was only like fan translations out. Played like Danganronpa 2 immediately when it came out, like the official English version. What other characters do we like from this game?
Do you want to go first so I can think?
Pretty much every character. I like almost every character.
Same.
There's like one or two I don't like.
Yeah, same here.
This might be a contentious one, but I really like Mikot.
I was about to say, because you've been tweeting about her a lot recently. You've been tweeting about her a lot.
Look, I love her, okay?
She's kind of crazy, dude.
I will say, I have been exaggerating a bit. I don't. She's not like my #1 waifu above all other made-up girls in media, but I will say she is up there as one of my favorite Danganronpa characters.
That's fair. No, it's okay. No, I'm exaggerating as well. I like her. I like her too.
Yes. You are exaggerating about that part. I have been tweeting about her a lot. Her and Rantaro.
Oh, well, to be fair, Rantaro's because you're going to cosplay him in the future. That's different.
Gonna reveal that in the V3 section, but you know what? We'll get there.
The reason you don't remember recording this is because that memory was erased. The reason I recorded this footage. I won the right to a special perk for participating in the killing game. Now, the important part of that rule is that... Looks like they didn't want me saying that, huh? Guess you'll have to solve that little mystery. But hey, you're smart. I know you can do it. There is one more thing. Well, the truth is, this isn't your first killing game.
So yes, Mikon, like, before the third case, like, she was just basically, like, this really shy, really socially anxious girl.
Yeah.
Like, she was terrified of her own shadow. But yeah, I mean, you know, when playing her 3-time events, you just get it. You just get why she's a mess.
She's just a mess, but like in the best way.
Right, like she got bullied, like physically, verbally, even implied, like sexually, which is like awful. Like the whole reason her hair is like a total mess is because like her classmates would just cut it randomly.
Poor girl.
And she became a nurse because like she realized, like, you know, for the sick and injured, she has power over them. She's a god.
Yeah.
I recently found out is a mentality that a lot of nurses have when they go into the field.
Damn.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of those same nurses lost their jobs because they tried to say, "Oh, don't get vaccinated."
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated, everyone.
Please get vaccinated. Don't be assholes.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And then the third case happens, and this is where like Mikon starts to lose me a bit. Like I do get the idea of, oh, she was like. Oh, she was so desperate for love that even someone as awful as Junko just showing her like the slightest bit of respect was like euphoria to her. Because the whole thing with Mikon is like like this is like a defense people made when it came to like her swimsuit for Danganronpa S of all things.
Yeah.
It's just like she craves negative attention over no attention at all. Can we talk about how Mikon is like basically confirmed to be bisexual?
Yep.
It's her. And then it's Teru.
Oh boy, this is the one I hate. This is the one I definitely hate of Danganronpa 2.
It's Teru, and then there's Hiyoko. Those are the two I hate.
We'll get about her. We'll get to her in a minute.
Kazuichi, I was like, okay, I wasn't out for like the whole Miss Sonya simping, but you know, he grew on me.
He grows on you a little bit.
So like again, like with Junko, it's like her getting like positive attention, even if it's like, you know, only Junko showing it, so Mikon does what she says. It's just like Mikon lives for it, right? You know, but then it's just like, my God, Hiyoko being like he definitely helps in making you feel bad for Mikon with how much Hiyoko just absolutely bullies her. By the time Hiyoko gets murdered, it's revealed Mikon is the killer. It's like, okay, never mind. You know what? Hiyoko wasn't justified.
Yeah. To be fair, like here's the
Teru, you go on Teru rant.
Okay, so I was just gonna add on to your Hiyoko thing. 90% of her bullying is like aimed at Mikon.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, now on to Teru. I hate him so much. Like, thank God he dies first, because I didn't want to put up with him any longer. Like, I didn't want to put up. I actually shouted for joy when I found out he was the first killer. I'm like,
God,
yes, good, you get to die along. Thank you. But yeah, basically the reason I don't like him for people who shouldn't be here is that he's a perv. He's an absolute pervert, like the worst kind.
Can you believe that him being a pervert is how he gets caught?
Yeah, because for people who don't know,
because the whole thing was like, I just played the first case of that game, so I remember it. It's, God, I love this game.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, Mikon fell in the suggestive position. He'd remember it if he was in the crime scene, which he wasn't, so he was under the floor killing someone.
I will say, not like any characters I dislike, but there's this one weird moment involving Nekomaru.
Oh yeah, no, I know this one.
So, like, he takes a hit for Akane, almost dies, but, Monokuma decides to take him to the hospital to recover him. He's gone for the entire third trial. And when he comes back...
He's a robot now.
A robot, only to die the next case. To actually die in case 4. Like, what? Why?
I thought you were going to talk about, Nekomaru and Akane's It they were doing.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that is kind of weird, but not as weird as, like, the narrative decision to kick Nekomaru out of the third trial.
Oh, definitely.
Only to actually kill him in the trial after.
Also, to clarify, for people who maybe just didn't get that scene, it's not what you think it is. It is a massage.
It is a massage, yeah.
It is a massage.
Again, why are you here? Well, I guess you could...
Well, no, I meant the people who, like, didn't get that scene. You need a special item to see that.
Right. What was the other one? Like the man's nut, which
the man's nut where you get to see the girls in the bathhouse. Yeah, there's two man's nuts. There's one in Danganronpa 1 where you get to see the girls in the bathhouse, and there's one in Danganronpa 2 where you get to see Mahiru and Hiyoko showering, I think.
Oh God. Because we need to appease the lollies of all people.
There's that picture is uncensored in the game files.
No. Whoever is interested, no, you are disgusting.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be interested in that.
I don't care if Yoko's like 15.
Yeah.
She's still a child.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's the weird thing. They kind of show, like, pictures of her, having a growth spurt, and she looks like everyone else, basically. And, you know, like, at least me simping for Mikon. I'm simping for her thinking, like, okay, this is her at the end of Danganronpa 3, where she's, like, in her 20s. So, it's like, she's still, like, a child for the entire game.
Yeah, Hyogo's still a child.
Speaking of children, Kuzuryu, I'm always saying that because he has a baby face.
He's baby face, yeah. I like him. I actually like him.
His bond with Peko was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I know the whole thing where it's like, oh, it was a scrapped idea that Kuzuryu was gonna die in case 3, but it was swapped in with Hiyoko.
Yeah, because then Peko's death would have been
So
meaningless.
Peko's sacrifice wouldn't feel as earned if he just died the case later.
Yeah.
But again, we killed Nekomaru, and we almost killed Nekomaru in case 3, only to have him come back and die for real in case 4. So,
I mean, one's
I
a
guess
bit.
they want to play the same card twice.
I mean, one's a bit more understandable why they kept him alive than the other.
Right, because the whole robot thing,
Yeah.
I get it. The whole, like, Grape House thing was, like, super weird.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I actually like the Funhouse case.
I will say, it was a neat little bit of detail how Hajime slows down as you're playing as him, as it goes on.
Yeah, because he's so hungry.
He's starving.
Yeah, because like the motive for that case is someone's going.
You gotta kill someone.
If you don't kill someone, you're going to starve.
Food. You're gonna starve otherwise.
Yeah, and you actually get slower as that chapter goes on. Let's talk about notable moments from cases then, I suppose, since we're done with characters.
On the meat bone.
On the meat bone. So they added a new thing to the.
Yeah, brothers.
So they added a new thing to the panic talk action, which was like at the end of the River Mate battle.
Like a final truth bullet. You just have to spell out a phrase.
You have to spell out a phrase, and sometimes it's a bit clearer than.
I think, like, this is another meme that started with Nico B.
It wasn't just Nico B. I thought
he really struggled to understand. Like, okay, what am I saying?
He did the same one twice as well, not knowing it was the same one.
On the meat bone? A bone on the meat?
The reason it actually took him so long is he thought he did meat on the bone, but he did on the meat bone twice.
God damn it.
But yeah,
I'm gonna say I'm glad. I don't think he did that in V3 with their argument, like, rhythm game.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he didn't, because you know it would have become, like, the next big meme in the
I also want
base.
to, before we move on from on the meat bone, I want to say it wasn't just Nico B. You know those streamers I like, the Nyan Caves?
Oh, did they?
It happened to them as well.
Okay, I guess it's just a thing. Something with, like, Sparkling Justice.
Sparkling Justice, that was stupid. That was so stupid.
Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, which is a real series of games.
It's a real game.
By Spike Chunsoft, which is why they got to use the actual title.
Yeah, I like that though. That's a cool reference.
Yeah, and it's actually used as evidence for like the case because of like
it's the precursor to everything that happens.
Shiro and Peko was kind of cute, I won't lie.
Yeah, no, it was really cute.
I made a tweet once being like, why does the
baby have a sword?
And I mean, like, I get it, like, train them young, but that young?
What? I replied to that. What did I reply to that with? Like, I'm like, it's okay, just let her have it.
I think I have it saved in my bookmarks because it was that funny. Hold on.
One thing I liked was the Despair Syndrome of Case 3, which is basically, there's this bug on the island. It's kind of always been there, but just Monokuma neglected to mention it. If it bites you, you get a disease that makes you act the complete opposite of who you are. So,
this is why Mikon remembers everything from,
this is why Mikon remembers everything.
The killing game,
I think it's also
implied. Like, oh, Junko by blood. She doesn't say Junko, but it's heavily implied.
I think it's
confirmed in the anime that
I think it's Sorry, I think it's also implied she's actually had the Despair disease the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah, and like that was in the trial she didn't have it.
Okay, I see. Yeah, like in that tweet I made, like, why does the baby have a sword? You replied, start when they are young.
There, that's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah, you gotta start while they're young, or else they're not gonna become the ultimate swordswoman.
There was a whole thing with the ultimate imposter, It's an imposter, and I don't know, I like the twist. I like the imposter guy. I think he's pretty cool. I will say one thing about like that island mode that's unlocked. That's basically the only time you can really hang out with Nagito.
And no, if you hang out with Nagito in Chapter 1, you can hang out with him for the rest of the game.
Well, yeah, but like you can still hang out with him somewhat in like the other cases, but you won't get to like free time events.
Yeah, unless you hang out with him in Chapter 1.
Alright. I'm like, it's just, I think like what I'm trying to say is like it's more reliable.
Yeah, I know. In general, you won't probably hang out with him in Chapter 1.
I think like the only like free time event that's locked off is the final one for like the imposter, but I think that's just because like it really heavily implies that he's not Byakuya.
You also can't hang out with the same person twice, I think, in Chapter 1.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you have to hang out with someone else after the second time for no matter who it is.
Right, yeah.
Something we definitely need to talk about before we move on from Danganronpa 2. Chiaki.
Oh yeah, I like her.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah, I love her too. She's not my favorite female character from the game. Again, we've already explained who that is for me. But Chiaki's like up there.
Yeah, no,
like,
she's up there.
favorite. I definitely like really like her. The whole thing about like the Future Foundation or Bond with Hajime is really cute.
Yeah, it's so sad. The way she dies is so sad.
No, the whole tent.
She gets crushed by a Tetris block. I hate it.
Oh my god.
She almost gets shot in Space Invaders, almost gets eaten by Pac-Man, and she dies by Tetris block.
She dies by Tetris block. It's one of the oldest games out there.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, before we go on to Ultra Spur Girls, I really need to go pee, so we're gonna take a quick break.
Okay. Hey guys, please subscribe to my channel. I'm really cool and epic. I might be playing a Danganronpa video soon. But don't let SL know. You might be editing this video, so it'll probably hit us anyway. But don't let him know, okay guys?
So you know my bathroom's right beside my computer. I heard everything you said, right?
Dang it!
Ultra Despair Girls.
Boy. Honestly, I vaguely remember this game, so...
Yeah, do you want me to take over then?
All I remember is that I didn't really like a lot of the characters outside the main two girls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially, I hated the Toas. Both of them.
Both of them. No, both of them suck. Both of them sucks. One of them's a pedophile and one of them caused this whole shit.
I kind of get the point that, like Monica was kind of manipulated by Junko,
yeah,
right?
Kinda.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. There's a point where it's like, even if she was manipulated, there's still like a point of no return.
Yeah. Here's the thing, she's still fucking crazy. Like, it's...
Hey, like, she faked of, like, being, like, wheelchair bound.
Oh yeah, that's not even what I meant, but yeah, she fakes being in a wheelchair. She's not disabled at all. She can walk. She can walk perfectly fine.
This is before it's officially revealed, you find her room.
And to get to her room, you have to go up a ladder.
Right.
That's your big clue to be like, oh, she's not actually disabled.
Right. And it's implied that she was able to keep up the act because her father and brother like legit believed she was disabled, which made me think, how hard were they beating her? That's like, oh god, we did this.
Yeah. It's also because like the other kids love her so much they don't want to question her.
Right. I think like the one time, like, what was the blue-haired kid's name? Like Nagisa?
Nagisa.
The one time he did question her, he got like basically tortured.
Yeah, no, she did not like it. Because like, oh shit, he's actually smart enough to figure this out. I need to nip this in the bud.
Like the kids were kind of like annoyed at points, like especially like the first two, I couldn't stand them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then like Nagisa was pretty cool. Toko was like...
It's not that she was cool, her backstory was really, really, really tragic.
Oh god.
It's really bad, guys. It's really bad.
I'm glad they didn't like play it up for like a big joke too. Yeah. Like I'm glad they were just like, oh yeah, it's as horrifying as it sounds.
Yeah, no, we're not faking. It's what we're implying it is.
Seriously, I like how Haiji was just like, Katoka made a joke like, don't you start hitting on Kimura. I was like, trust me, I don't like her. I like them younger than her. I'm like,
yeah. No.
I'm like, no, he goes on to say it's like I like him as young as possible.
I know.
Like,
It's
no. I mean, it's kind of cool that he just admits it. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Like,
Stop glorifying this.
Back to order, arrest him.
Arrest him. I will say this is a nice change of pace for the series, though, in terms of like being not a visual novel.
Right. And I enjoy, like, this game actually made me really like Fukawa.
Oh
like,
yeah, she got so much character development.
She had a few good jokes here and there, especially with Genocider. Jack, but then it's just like,
But then this game, she got so much more development. She's actually, it's almost like she's a real person now.
Oh my god. Wasn't that like one joke they made? Where it was just like, yeah, Junko caused like this big tragedy. She was like an evil mastermind. And because like she also had giant tits and Kamaru acts like that's another crime.
Yeah.
Big shit.
Oh,
like,
also,
oh
something
God.
also tragic about, you know how you said everyone has someone special that was put into this hunting game from the first game?
Like, doesn't he have like a bug as her special thing?
No, her pet fly.
Oh my god.
Toko's special someone
kinda
was a pet
tragic,
fly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Toko's special person was a pet fly.
What was Byakuya's like?
I don't know. I only found out Toko's.
Imagine it's just a stack of money. It just works out too well for
They
him.
just burn the money in front of him because it implies they're torturing him. They just burn money in front of him.
No, not my money! Okay, I do know one for sure. And it's Leon's particular special person. And it's his cousin. And I know that because she was like the secondary main character to the Hagakure light novel.
Yes, she was. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
The weird thing is, like, she's Leon's cousin, but she loves Leon to the point she wants to get married to him.
Sweet home Alabama.
God damn it. And I like how Leon's like, stop it, okay? We're cousins. Like, thank God. You know what? Leon, you might have murdered my Snow.
But you know what? At least you know you don't fuck your
At least
cousin.
you're not IG. That's the bar to clear of whether I like you or not. Are you better than Haiji, or how much better are you than him?
Are you better than a pedophile? Yes or no?
Are you? And it's. I mean, Junko's a mass murderer, but at least
she doesn't
like,
fuck children.
He wasn't trying to sexualize the kids.
Yeah.
But basically, game ends with you shooting this giant Monokuma, right, with like a big hope bullet.
Yeah.
Then Kameda carries Monaco away from the rubble.
Yeah.
It's just like the dawn of a new day. I'm gonna teach you how to be like Junko.
And she's like, no, I really don't want to. Get away from me. And he's like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Then Izuru is also there, and there's like these two bears.
There's two bears in the game, Kurokuma and Shirokuma.
They both had Junko's AI. They were so basically this is to explain how Izuru got a hold of the Junko AI. Also implying that like Izuru and Kameda had met each other before the boat.
Yes, they had.
And I don't know, like the way that boat scene was framed and the way they were talking made it seem like that was the first time they met, or at least the first time they met with Hajime as Izuru.
They've at least encountered each other.
Yeah,
They may not have talked, but they
definitely had seen each other before with the 3 anime, but I will say, we forgot to mention about Danganronpa 2, the whole boat scene, you know, another.
Oh yeah, the boat scene, yeah.
Oh, Hajime, do you like
Boats?
Not as many memes from this game. Well, I guess it's surprising because now
That's to be fair, this was the darkest Danganronpa game, no question about that.
A particular special person we forgot to mention, Hakakure's mom.
Hakakure's mom.
She's there.
She's there, yeah.
Really,
She's just a survivor.
Plot, really.
That's Hakakure's special person, his mom.
Yeah, which you know, it's kind of sweet.
It is sweet, but that does mean he has no one else in his life.
Yeah, I think that's basically it for Ultra Spirituals, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Anime. I want to talk about this. Like, again, we're a gaming podcast, not an anime podcast. We're gonna keep this short. I will say this anime is really bad.
Yeah.
Like I feel like originally, like I heard this somewhere before. Like there's a rumor going around that basically the anime studio for like Danganronpa 1 were originally working on a Danganronpa 2 anime, hence like the Monami teaser at the very end of the Danganronpa 1 anime.
Yeah.
Then they were just like, oh wait, no, we actually want you to work on Danganronpa 3 anime, a wholly original work.
Yeah.
And they were like, well now we gotta get like a whole ton of new voice talent, we gotta do all this. And so that kind of like made them rush through the product.
Yeah.
You can never really see. But then it's just like there are characters like Chiaki is apparently like she did exist.
Chiaki was actually real the whole time.
Well, okay, she does die.
She does die. By the way, episode 10. I don't want to ever see episode 10 again.
Well, Chiaki was based on a real person, but it wasn't actually her.
Except the fact that she had the same name and same talents.
And she kind of had the same basic personality.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why? And then it's just like, oh yeah, Izuru, and just made a friend with Chiaki, the ultimate gamer. I'm like, why does he need to take that lobotomy to become Izuru now? I get like, and now having a talent, but at the same time, like, in like the Danganronpa like V3 like mini game at the end, where if you play Takumi, it's just like, even if he didn't become like an ultimate himself, he still got along with everyone pretty well.
Yeah.
He's just like a member of the class, even if he technically wasn't.
Yeah, like the real thing, like with Hajime's character, is that like he has no self-confidence in himself because he doesn't have a talent.
Right.
But the whole reason he goes through this brain surgery is that he's worthy enough to like hang out with Chiaki and the other ultimates.
Right.
Even though Chiaki just liked him the way he was anyway.
And then there was like that. What was it? What was it? And then Kameda just didn't feel like Kameda anymore. Like at the very end, Kameda was like, "Oh Nagi, it's so good to meet you. I've always admired your luck."
Shoves Mikon out of the way and then just starts.
Luck.
Shoves Mikon out of the way and just starts bonding with Makoto.
Here's the thing about Kameda. Here's another thing about Kameda you gotta understand. Yeah. He sees his talent as the ultimate lucky student as absolutely worthless.
Yeah, he hates his talent.
Like he loves everyone else's talent for one reason or another, from what I can remember, but he hates his own.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm sorry, he admires Nagi for having the same talent as him.
Because his look is better than his.
He should be more like, oh, Nagi, I've always admired your hope when I first found out about you, like something like that.
I do want to say though, while I do get your frustration with that scene, I actually love this scene because of Bryce Prappenbook says he voiced both characters, so he got to ad-lib in that, and they kept it in the DVD release. And he's just like,
oh my God,
he's just like he ad-libbed it for Makoto at the end, just like, why was he sticky?
Oh my God!
It's like, why was he sticky?
So, you forgot to mention another thing. Nagito has Junko's hand.
Yeah.
In Danganronpa 2, the real Nagito. And then in Danganronpa 3, he cuts that off and replaces it with like a robotic hand, like Iron Man and some shit. But yeah, that's basically Danganronpa 3. It's awful. Please don't watch it unless you watch it dubbed. Please, if you're gonna watch it dubbed.
Yeah, at least you get funny moments with that. Like.
Yeah.
I will say though, the first part of the spare arc is good before shit starts to hit the fan.
Oh God.
The first part of the spare arc is good.
Also ruined Makuro a bit because like in Danganronpa, if we saw like she cared about Junko as a sister, but it wasn't gonna stop her from like being like, Junko, this shit's wrong.
Yeah, no, she just did anything Junko said in the anime.
They basically just made Mukuro into an even bigger Junko simp than like Mikon was.
Yeah. She literally just did anything Junko said.
Great. Alright, that's enough. V3.
Yeah.
The big twist that the V stands for 5, so it's technically Danganronpa 53.
I called that.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, but like I called it before I even played Danganronpa 1.
I don't know if I picked up on it. I just thought it was like a cool title, but I definitely picked up on it. As soon as I heard Rantaro was the ultimate survivor, I'm like, ultimate survivor? It wasn't in the
Oh, this is not the third game.
Oh no. But yeah, Rantaro, my baby boy. I love him so much. Why did he have to die first?
Why did he have to die first? He should have.
Oh, agrees with me that Rantaro shouldn't have died first, really. Kadaka agrees with me because he heard like the Japanese voice actor for Rentaro do voice work for the character, and he's like, "Oh fuck, we gotta get more on Rentaro."
Yeah.
Like, dude, we already finished all the scripts. We have to like change a whole bunch to keep him alive. Like, damn it.
Yeah. He should have at least lived till chapter 2.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a Danganronpa video about like what the game could have been like if Rentaro did live.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new first victim. It's probably gonna be Suichi, but
No, not my baby.
look, I'm sorry, man. All right, it's complicated. Look, all right, Suichi's my baby too. I don't want to see him die, but he's the only other option.
You know, as long as Kibo's alive, I guess I'm fine with it.
Speaking of Kibo, it turns out like his Ahoge was technically an antenna.
His Ahoge was an antenna.
Like, for the audience.
He was literally the camera. He was literally the camera.
It's fictional within Danganronpa 53. Go full meta, you know?
Yeah.
You just see like a bunch of random faces on the screen as they type stuff like Kyoko best girl.
Yeah.
Suichi's nose is cute or some shit.
Yeah. No, actually, that's apparently that's actually based off a Japanese website where it's kind of like YouTube, but the comment section would actually fly across the screen.
Oh, like what's it called? Curl? No, Curl's a magazine.
Yeah.
Look it up.
So yeah, as Shiro said, this is actually Danganronpa 53, not Danganronpa 3. So that's why I actually get pissed off when someone says the V stands for version. I'm like, no, it does not. Stop it. Like I see people. Like, I actually see people call like the first game V1 and like Danganronpa V2. I'm like, no, please stop it. Like, it actually annoys me. I'm like, no, that's not what it means. It's not what it means. Please stop. I guess I'll talk about the characters I like first.
Video. That was the platform.
What was it?
Eco video.
Yes, that's it.
Thank God, I was gonna go insane if I didn't figure it out.
Yeah.
The big twist is basically the big message of the game is like, even if it's fictional, it can still have an effect on reality. And, like, I love Suichi as a main character. I think he's the best main character
Definitely.
we've had. My opinion.
No, definitely, I agree.
Right, and it's like, I also like Kaede. I am kind of bummed that, you know, the missed potential of having a female main character in one of the mainline games.
Okay, good, because I was about to bring up Kamaru.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in one of the mainline games, like having a female protagonist was pretty cool. And you know, again, like with the Mizono thing, all the promotional material was just like, oh yeah, look at this new main character, Kaede Akamatsu, and then she dies. By
Even
the
her,
first game.
even her voice actress had to. Even her.
Takes off his hat and revealed he has an Ahoge.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's just like, is everybody with a hat on going to be revealed to have an Ahoge? Watch.
Like, is it the thing is like?
He has an Ahoge. He's going to be the main character at some point.
What's it? The thing is, even Kaede's voice actress, she had to put up with she had to keep up the like charade, like she's the main character.
The facade interview is like, oh yeah, I'm so glad to voice the main character.
Yeah, I saw a panel of her, I think Maki, Kibo, and Tenko CA, and she's like, I'm the main character.
Wait, is this Erica Harlacher or the Japanese voice actress?
No, the English. Well, the Japanese probably had to do it as well, but I'm talking about Erica Harlacher.
Okay. By the way, that was another thing. Because of the big twist, so Samugi, the ultimate cosplayer, cosplays as every character from the previous two games. And you see, in V3, in the Japanese version, they got a whole new cast of Japanese voice actors for the new characters. But to save money, they basically just like, okay, let's take 16 of the voice actors from Danganronpa's 1 and 2, since we already have to hire them for like the big twist line. I will say, I've been saving this joke until this segment with V3.
Go right ahead.
This series, if you ever play it, for people who ever play it, I hope people haven't played it or saw it here. But for people who are eventually playing, they need to be warned that it will ruin some words for them.
Yep.
Hope, despair, or in this case, seesaws.
Seesaws. I will never look at a seesaw the same way again. I will never look at a seesaw the same way again.
Oh wait, I forgot to mention another meme with Danganronpa 2. The Octagon meme.
Octagon.
Okay, again, just like with the Leon thing, it's just like they were using the English word octagon in the Japanese text.
Yeah, like what the fuck's an octagon?
Using the Japanese word for octagon in that version.
Yeah.
So it makes slightly more sense that that Actually, he's trying to figure out how many sides the English word for a shape has.
Yeah.
Yeah, still. Anyway,
Back to V3.
right. So yeah, seesaws. Oh, by the way, there's another big change that I've been waiting for V3 to talk about. And it has to do with the translation and Kaito. You heard about this?
I think so, but tell me anyway.
So in Japanese version, Kaito was actually very homophobic.
Oh, really?
Oh, you didn't know this?
I did not know this. Go on.
So basically, he would freak out in certain scenes, be like, "Hey, Suichi, do you really swing that way?" But in a way where he'd ask, like, "Oh."
Like, oh, is it sort of like a do you swing that way, like kind of thing?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Then in case 3, I swear to God, I heard this. He uses basically a Japanese slur for trans people when referring to Korakio when the big twist happens. He takes down the mask.
Damn.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm kind of glad they changed that.
Yeah, no, they could not do that in the West. They absolutely could not do that over here.
Here's the thing about Kaito. You're supposed to like him.
Yeah, you're supposed to like Kaito. He's like your bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't like Kaito as much if he was homophobic. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, no, I actually like Kaito as a character, but like, I wouldn't have if they kept him the same.
Like, here's the thing, I've just kind of separated the two versions of Kaito from my mind. It's Schrodinger's Kaito.
Schrodinger's Kaito. Kaito is homophobic until he says something.
No, Kaito is homophobic until he says something homophobic.
Yeah.
But speaking of Kaito, the bond between Suichi, Kaito, and Maki is like really sweet.
Yeah, I love the trio.
Maki. I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing like that Rentaro rewrite for a little bit, like the past couple days. I already figured like Rentaro might be able to get along decently well with Maki because of their shared past, like having to take care of a bunch of kids who are basically siblings to them.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, the whole shipping thing between Kaito and Maki is like super cute. The whole Maki roll thing, and then. Bro, nah, I was not ready for Kaito's death, bro. I wasn't.
Kaito's death.
And they referenced Jin's execution from the start of the very first game.
Yeah.
With Kaito. It makes sense. He's the ultimate astronaut.
Yeah.
Then he gets like a final fuck you to Monokuma, like dying before the execution ends.
Yeah, like, fucking hell, you asshole!
God damn it!
I have to kill you, not you killing yourself!
How dare you die before I kill you?
How dare you die while I'm in the process of killing you?
Gonta was a really great character. I was so heartbroken during that case. He doesn't even remember doing it.
Oh, Gonta. Okay, I don't actually like him all that much.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't actually. I kind of, the whole like talking like a caveman thing kind of got old really fast.
I can see it. You're just a big sweetheart. I like him.
Yeah, I know. He is a sweetheart. I'll give him that.
I will say his execution is like super weird, like way too weird to be.
Way too weird. It's like
the whole thing with like Monotaro Monophony, like doing the Monocubs having like this weird relationship.
Two of the Monocubs got together, had a kid.
And then a bug bursts out of Monophony.
Yeah.
Kills Monotaro and then kills Gonta.
Yeah.
And Monokuma just like torches both of them.
Finishes them off of a flamethrower. Yeah.
It was even weirder than the incest thing with Korakio, and that says a lot.
Well, I mean, they did it again in Chapter 4 of the two Monocubs.
Which is better, Korakio and incest, or hygiene and pedophilia?
They're both just equally bad.
Yeah, at least Korakio isn't like open about it.
I don't think you should be.
Tear it down out of him. Like, give some credit to Korakio, at least he keeps it on that down low.
Yeah, true. He doesn't admit that till the very end, and even then it's still implied.
Right. Well, was that like the one discovery they put on the actual image of him and his sister? It's like, oh, they're not actually touching each other in this scene.
And then Monokuma assaults them.
Like, they're not actually having sex, don't worry, guys.
Yeah, and then Monokuma assaults them.
Right. Oh, no, Monokuma and his sister assaults Korakio's.
Oh, sorry, and his sister, yeah, sorry.
Like, even the sister wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Oh, chapter 2 with Ryoma. Having nothing to live for. Damn.
Damn.
That did kind of sting a little bit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Korea has so much to live for. She's basically the shadow, like, prime minister, which
Also-
is crazy.
Also, Chapter 2 had a Trump reference where Monokuma impersonated him.
Oh yes, I know, I remember that. Bring this
Make this country great again.
Amazing.
Chapter 4 in the digital world.
Alright, the Neo World program, which is like in name only, really.
Yeah, I called it, by the way.
What?
Once again, I called it. Figured it out before it happened.
Oh, you knew like the Neo World program was gonna be in it somehow?
I didn't know. I guessed. Oh, that machine. That's the Neo World program. Then Chapter 4 happened, and it confirmed it.
Okay, you saw that in Chapter 3, like, okay, this is Neo World program right here.
Yeah, and then it was.
I like how the only reason Godzilla lost his memory is because he got mixed up with the cords.
He didn't. He doesn't know left from right.
It's just like, no, you hold your chopsticks in this hand, Gonta, but I hold it with this hand.
I'm left-handed.
Oh no!
I can relate though, being a left-handed person. It actually kind of sucks being left-handed.
Well, okay, now I learned something new on SL. How about that?
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the whole twist with Chapter 4 is that they were actually in the Neo World program, and that's how the murder happened. The thing with Chapter 4 is Miyu, the ultimate inventor, reprogrammed the Neo World program so that you can't have dangerous items in unless you bring it in with you. So she logged herself in last to bring a murder weapon to kill Kokichi, but Kokichi saw the whole thing coming and then had gone to strangle her with toilet paper because that's the only murder weapon they could find in there. And then, you know, that's how Case 4 really happens. I really like that twist that it's all inside the digital world, really. I thought of something I wanted to ask you, and that's the ending of Danganronpa V3, because that is very decisive among the fan base.
Initially, I didn't know what to think about it. I wasn't sure, but I grew to like it after sitting on it for a bit.
I actually liked it from the start. Especially when you know, like, Kodaka wanted to stop making Danganronpa games, at least for a little while. That kind of helps elevate it.
And I saw this one. I saw like this one interview where it's like I'm surprised like people didn't like the ending as much as they did. Because,
Yeah.
like guys, Danganronpa isn't as popular as I presented in the game itself. I'm not making a commentary of the fans. At least not much.
It's great considering like he just wants to take a break from the series for a while.
Do like the parody titles they did for some like big Danganronpa.
Final Danganronpa 5, the Final Fantasy parody.
Yeah, amazing. Like I know the logo wasn't it based on 7 in particular? Danganronpa 5 is based on like
Final Fantasy 7 logo.
7, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know,
7
it's, like,
is the most popular.
One. Yeah, you know, most definitely the most popular like one of the franchise.
It's 7 or 10. That's what you always hear.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. It's like the whole thing where it's like, oh yeah, everything's fictional, even your memories. You're not actually who you are. So even if you go back to the real world, it's not like your family. You're not gonna recognize your family or anything. It's like crazy. Could you imagine being like imagine like one of the survivors from Rantaro's killing game went back into the real world, and then it's just like you go into the room and see all this Danganronpa merch, like a Monokuma plushie.
It'd be messed up.
This poster of like Kamaida, and just being like, ah, damn.
Yeah.
I was simping for him, huh? Speaking of which, like people made the joke about, oh, Rantaro's truly the ultimate irony. He's the ultimate survivor, yet he's the first victim. Here's the thing, I do kind of like the idea because it kind of follows the pattern of, like in the first case, someone connected to the big mystery dies. You noticed? Because, you know, Mukuro dies in the first game, Byakuya dies in the second, and then in this game, it's Rantaro.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You know, he basically reveals, like, oh yeah, there's been more killing in between 2 and V3.
And in the second case for every game, a secret's been revealed about someone, like a secret side of someone's been revealed. In Danganronpa 1.
Oh, but they're not parody it with Tenko.
What?
Because, like, she's not actually sparkling just. I get what you mean with, like, the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, but, like.
Before that, it's like, they kind of parody the whole like, killer trope by having her pretend to be sparkling justice.
Yeah.
But she only does it so that way they can just vote for her faster.
Oh, I know, but, like, that's. it does still
I
happen.
What you really meant was like her connection with Fujihiko, which is
a secret side to someone revealed.
Always a double murder, and the motivation as to why is always stupid.
Yeah. And then case 4 always like.
Oh, you always have the big guy, a big person die somehow.
Yeah.
Like the lead up to the big mystery. Like it's supposed to be like a difficult case. Like, oh yeah, that's the thing. I think case 5 is my favorite case in this game, maybe in the whole series.
Of V3.
V3, yes.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like, I like how Kokichi, using everything in his arsenal, was able to create a murder that even Monokuma couldn't figure out.
Kichi and Kaito's trial was like definitely the saddest, especially when you learn it's actually Kaito inside the robot.
Oh yeah, who does like a stellar Kokichi impression somehow?
I like to imagine the Exasol can just voice manipulate.
Oh, it's the voice manipulator.
No, that's a headcanon.
Right. But I will say, I like how like Kokichi was able to prepare all these lines ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, when they ask about this, say this. When they ask about this, say this. And I do like the little detail. Where when they bring up Junko during the class trial, Kaito's like, Junko, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
And you know, it's supposed to lead to hint like it's not really connected to anything.
I also Nico B brought it up in his playthrough, but I also want to bring it up here. During the 6th class trial, when Tsumugi's being outed as the mastermind, she's like, "It's Junko! Even when it gets boring and old and repetitive, it's always Junko!"
He's like, you know what, you get away with everything, Tsumugi, just because that one joke. Look, Jontron, sometimes that is just so comedic gold that you just can't improve on it.
Should we talk about the gameplay for Tree with the new trial minigames?
Yeah, I mean, there's the mass panic debate where it's like 3 non-stop debates at once.
I actually like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
There's also the arguments.
Scrum debates.
The scrum debates, yes.
Just like everyone takes either one side or the other on an argument.
And I really like that one. That's my favorite new minigame.
Yeah.
There's also
parodies of it.
There's also the what was it? The taxi, Psyche taxi.
Psyche taxi. We forgot to bring that up during Danganronpa 2.
I know.
The surfer minigame.
I know. It's based off of Danganronpa 2 minigame, the logic dive.
Taxi, you just see Shuichi just cruising around.
Shuichi's just cruising around.
Kicking off random girls off the street. You know, I do when you're a playboy.
Shuichi is the ultimate playboy, not the ultimate detective.
I will say, what other one? Hangman's Gambit is actually good.
It's actually good. They both sucked in Danganronpa 1 and 2 for different reasons. 1 was too easy, 2 was too hard.
They found a perfect middle ground with this.
Yeah. Also the Minesweeper, I think it's called.
Yeah, where you just like dig through tiles.
You dig through tiles. Yeah, when you remove one type of tile, all the ones around it change color. Everything that's the same color that's touching gets removed when you remove it.
Right.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But that's really it. Oh no, there's also the sword fight minigame.
Oh right, we forgot to bring that up too, where it's like basically one person in particular goes up against you.
Yeah.
Everything I just got through the point.
Yeah, they fixed it.
In
Danganronpa 2, it was a little bit annoying because you had a limited amount of cuts. They do improve upon it in V3. Because you don't have a limited amount of cuts in V3, but what it is like, since the screen is split in half depending on who's winning, whoever's winning will have a little bit more of the screen. The more the screen you have, the further you can move your sword.
Right.
So that does help.
Good argument is actually pretty good. Like, I'm actually able to do pretty good at it. And this is coming from a guy who's like S-ranked pretty much every song on Persona 3 Dancing. I feel like I was about to enter the dark hour, how many times I had to do that.
So
anyway.
I think now is the time we bring up the bonus mode from V3, because I feel like we should talk about it.
Well, I want to bring up a different bonus mode, because it is kind of important for one reason. Salmon mode.
Salmon mode?
Basically,
oh yeah.
Like, it's been a mode under a different name.
Island mode.
It's been like
Full mode and island mode.
Allows you to like get any free time events you may have missed, especially for characters who died very early on.
This game is just for, this is literally just for bonding with characters. There's no side mode attached to it.
But in standard mode, it is important because there are 2 free time events that you do unlock. Because of the Kaede twist, you couldn't hang out with Kaede or Rentaro as Shuichi until now.
Yeah.
Rentaro, you figure out a lot of his backstory about him being like, oh, he has like 12 sisters, and he lost all of them. Around the world. Basically, Rentaro has to be like, alright, Shuichi, you're gonna be my lifelong partner now. We're journeying the whole world together.
Who knows, maybe if who knows, maybe having a brother, I actually won't lose someone this time. Maybe it was the fact that I had a sister every time.
Like, he just looks Shuichi somewhere, it's like, oh god damn it.
And I lose to Shuichi, like, oh, fuck, I'm actually cursed.
It's like, hey, Shuichi, where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
I did see this one cute fan art where it's like Rentaro goes up to like stand being ran by somebody, and he shows them like a collage of like a string of photos of all 12 siblings. Have you seen
any of these people? Also, can we talk about how Rentaro is the only boy out of 13? If Rentaro has 12 sisters, that means there's 13 kids, him included. He's the only boy out of 13.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Wow. That is very surprising.
Yeah.
I think he's like the oldest.
I think he is also the oldest.
Like, I think it's also implied like a lot of them are like step siblings, like because his father him getting remarried.
Even still, to be the only boy out of 12. Out of 13.
Oh, 13. Wow, yeah. It does kind of clinch his character because of that one like town event where he like paints Kaede's nails.
Yeah, the nail painting.
So, Mookie's like, oh, I bet you have to do this for your girlfriend. It's like, no, I
do it for my sisters.
I just did it for my sisters.
Yeah.
By the way, it's very much implied. I saw this on like a thread recently that Rentaro is supposed to be very coded to be Arrow Ace.
I can get behind it.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like, not only, again, with the whole thing where it's like, people say he has a girlfriend, like, I know I look like a playboy, but I promise I'm not. His love hotel scene is the only one to be, like, truly platonic. Like, everyone else, like, there's some, like, romantic, like, bond going on, but then it's just him being like, hey, good job, sport, I'm proud of you.
Speaking of, though, can we please talk about Nico's playthrough again, and how he got Kaito?
Oh no!
And that was absolutely amazing.
I actually watched that episode recently, so I know what you're talking about. It's like, oh, Koichi, oh!
Koichi, oh!
Kind of like the rough, buddy. Mookie is semi-interesting. Like, I feel like she could have done more as herself.
I'll just say it. No, she wasn't. She was boring.
I feel like at some level that's the point, but at another level it's like, if she's supposed to be the mastermind, have her do something interesting beforehand.
Bro, I'm a cosplayer and I thought she was boring, okay?
There's that one joke Junko made in the game. It was just like, sorry to all the Tsubuki fans, all like 3 of you.
Yeah.
I love how in an interview Canuck said like, oh yeah, we made Miyu to be like the worst ever. Like,
and then everyone ended up loving her.
And you see all these degenerates see step on you, Miyu.
Yeah. No, he wrote Miyu to be the most annoying character, and she ended up like third in the popularity polls.
Either people simp for her or Kurumi.
It's one of the two. There's no in between.
Some people simp for Kaede and Maki too, to be fair.
True.
Then again, with Maki, it's like she can kill you, and a lot of people are into that.
Then there's me, who's not interested in women.
You simping for in V3.
Robo Boy and Smart Boy.
I should have known.
Yeah.
To bring up other stuff. Okay, so the actual spin-off mode that I think you want to talk about.
Yes. Ultimate Talent Development Plan.
Basically, it's like a Mario Party-esque mini game where you play as any character across the 3 mainline games.
It's Mario Party, but there's less death.
Right. Wow, surprising.
I know, that's why I made the joke.
The one with less death.
But yeah, you can play as anyone across the 3 games, and they're...
You actually get a lot of interactions if you land on these friendly, like, heart-shaped squares. You get, like, a lot of, like, scenes between characters across all 3 of the games. You can get a ton of combinations like Gundam and Himiko, or Shuichi and Hiragiri, the 2 ultimate detectives, which is great.
There's also the 3 protagonists, Makoto, Hajime, and Shuichi.
And talking about giving gifts to everybody, which is great.
And then there's also this amazing one, Kameda and Kokichi.
Oh my god.
There's a Kameda and Kokichi one, which is amazing. The 2 assholes.
One, like Celestia and Kokichi, where it's like the 2 liars,
yeah.
And you can just tell Kokichi's like, "Come on, react, do something." Be more than, oh damn, that's a shame. Like, come on, make me angry at me.
But yeah, that's and then
I even uses her real name, Taiko, to like see if that's the reaction of her, and just nothing.
So there's also as well as the interactions, which is the main reason people play it. But you also can level them up to be to use in an RPG side mode, Monokuma's Trial.
Right.
It's a 50-floor dungeon where you take on. The 50-floor dungeon where you take on the enemies from Ultra Despair Girls as the characters you play as in the main 3 games.
Right.
So essentially,
I wasn't a big fan of this RPG side of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, this wasn't for me.
It's fair. You see what it is.
Since like in V3, since in this rendition of it, you couldn't level them up in the Monokuma side.
No.
Like the RPG side. You have to level them up in the development.
So how it works is you pick someone in the Ultimate Talent Development Plan, then you level them up there, you put them into the RPG, and through fighting enemies there you earn gold, and you can use that gold in a gacha system to unlock better versions of other characters.
Uh-huh.
And then the cycle repeats itself.
I do prefer the rendition of it in like the Ultimate Summer Camp.
Yeah, I think we'll get to that in a minute.
Right. What other?
But yeah, I love the interactions they wrote for everyone in that.
That one to Rentaro and Korakio, where it's just like, oh hey, by the way, who are you going around all these places for? It's like, oh, I'm trying to find my sister. Like, oh, your sister.
Oh no.
You must be very close. Like, oh yeah, we kind of are. Are you close to your sister, Korakio? You can.
You could say that.
Oh god. I was half expecting the scene to end with Korakio being like, hey, when you find your sister, why don't you have her meet with me so I can introduce her to mine? I'm like, oh no.
No. You never leave your sister alone with Korakio.
Oh wait, I just remembered another one with Korakio. It was like, Toko was like, I don't want to take a picture with Korakio. Him being in the photo probably caused a ghost to be in there as well. It's like, well, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. There is a ghost there.
Yeah, you want to say hi to my sister? And was in the mask. So I'm talking about Korakio and Seesaws.
Yeah. Let's talk about
it later.
Let's talk about Ultimate Summer Camp. So this came out last year, I think.
It came out during the 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of different stuff at the 10th anniversary. We got like illustrations of everybody in like prom attire. But way better than others.
Let's talk. Okay, here's the real big announcement of the 10th anniversary. Firstly, all the games came to Switch. Secondly, with that came a 4th new game
called Decadence.
Yeah, and then the 4th new game came with it.
You get like the cartridge for it. You get all 3 games plus Summer Camp.
Yeah. So and then with Decadence was Ultimate Summer Camp, which is a giant expansion of the board game mode Ultimate Talent Development Plan from V3 we just talked about.
I'm playing it right now.
Oh, sweet.
No.
But yeah, so I really like Ultimate Summer Camp, personally. The only problem I have with it is that it has microtransactions, but you could just not use them.
Right.
So yeah, it's so essentially what Ultimate Summer Camp is, you can play as anyone across the series, but like even more than you could in
yeah, you can even play as characters from Ultra Despair Girls.
Yeah, you can even play as characters from Ultra Despair Girls.
I will say this. About the microtransactions, I think like Xenoblade 2 showed me that you can have like things like a gacha system, but don't have to include like microtransactions with them. You are easily capable of getting everything you need from the game itself. You don't have to use outside sources.
Yeah, you absolutely do not need to use microtransactions. You can absolutely get everything.
V3 also showed like this was very much possible.
Oh yeah, V3 didn't have microtransactions.
Then Summer Camp does, and I'm just like, ugh. You got all the characters, like all renditions of them.
Not yet, but I will.
All right.
But yeah, so this is a giant expansion. There's more interactions. There's more stuff to do with the RPG side of it. I think it's a fun game personally.
Yeah.
Your opinion,
I
Shiro?
gotta agree. So far from what I've seen, it's really enjoyable. I really like the tons of new interactions that you get with this game. And like focusing only on friendship squares. To like be like, okay, so there's this character, there's this character, and then later on they give you an event gallery in this mode, which is great.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh my god, there's still so many.
Yeah, there's like in V3, there's only 5 per character. There's like so much more in Ultimate Summer Camp.
After getting all 5, then you just like one of the mock ups like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah. But in Ultimate Summer Camp, there's so much more.
With any of these characters, but focusing purely on landing on family squares for like the normal cards, because I'm not gonna use them. They're normal cards.
They're normal cards. You're supposed to put them in. They're death fodder. You get what little gold you can and put that into the gacha machine.
Oh, you can't even use them as death fodder because a lot of these like challenges and like the Monokuma test side of this. You can't. A lot of them have the stipulation of, oh, if you want these extra coins, you can't let someone die.
Oh yeah.
Sucks.
I like Ultimate Summer Camp personally.
Yeah, it's good. It's
yeah.
fine.
Just it's not meant to be a story game. It's meant to be a fun interaction game.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Like there are characters. Like I've said this before. I say this again. Like Danganronpa definitely has flaws.
Oh, absolutely.
I won't deny it. Like there are some like leaps in logic, even in like the Japanese version. There are some like insensitive topics. Like again with like the whole like Kaito homophobia. Or even back in Danganronpa 1, I think like I heard like they use similar like slurs and stuff for Chihiro, which is like really awful.
And there's also just all the kids in Ultra Despair Girls as well.
Yes.
They all have horrible
like,
backstories.
Toko, they kind of handle it with some grace, not playing up for a big joke. And then you have like Nagisa, who like I get the idea of these parents being so obsessed with their kid being the smartest ever. That they just basically torture him to stay awake all the time.
Yeah, there's literally a scene where he's hooked up to an IV.
Right. And I'm like, I get like why he's saying like stuff like, oh, I level up when I do this. He's a kid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He was using like RPG lingo the whole game, then maybe I'd understand. I understand it. Because if Gundam was saying something like that, I'd understand. Like I would still be emotionally invested because it's Gundam saying.
Yeah.
I'm used to him talking nonsense.
That's my cousin's favorite character.
Konaki-san.
No,
Gundam.
Gundam.
I'd be surprised that anyone's favorite character is the character from Ultra Despair.
Yeah, no, I meant Gundam.
Maybe Kamaru. I can see.
Kamaru, I can understand. But yeah, no, I meant Gundam. Because he had hamsters.
Gundam is a very popular character. I understand. I think it's just because he's the ultimate breeder. You know, like with the 4 Dark Devas.
Yeah, with the hamsters. That's why he's my cousin's favorite.
Come on, he loves animals. How could you not love him?
Exactly.
Yeah, he might have murdered a dude, but don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It was for the hamster's sake.
Yeah, my favorites would have to be Suichi, Mikan, and for Danganronpa 1, my favorite would probably have to be Kyoko.
Understandable.
Really like the detectives, and then Mikan's just Mikan.
I know. If I had to pick a favorite from every game, I'd say Makoto. Then V3, I'd say Shuichi and Kibo. And if I had to pick someone from 2, I'd probably say Komeda just because of how fucked up he is.
Oh yeah, Kamea is like my second favorite, like right behind Mikan. And Chiaki's like 3rd, but like
Chiaki's possible.
Good 3rd. Yeah, like Nagito again, like I say, it's like he's sliding in a bottle. Like even the writers who created him couldn't get him right the second time with this 3 anime.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how like again with the whole like good luck bad luck thing? It's certainly good luck that he's managed to live this long. Like, past Young Like 2 and 3. Like lymphoma and like dementia. How the hell is he still alive?
Didn't he also, because of him, didn't Kazuichi get hit by a truck at one point?
Oh right, yeah. I think that started the train of everybody hating him.
The first moment when they meet him, he gets someone hit by a truck because of his luck.
Yeah. And you know, the whole Danganronpa with the anime is not great. I mean, the dub is funny, but outside of that, it's just not fun.
Yeah. Only watch it because you have to. Don't watch it for fun.
Right. Only to understand the lore.
Yeah.
Good memes. Yeah. That too.
Yeah. I was about to say, I can't watch episode 10 of Despair Arc again.
What was episode 10
That's the one where
again?
Chiaki actually dies.
Oh, that's right.
It was too brutal. I can't watch that again. So I guess I'll close off the episode. So thanks for
thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. As you know, you should go follow both me and Shiro both on YouTube and Twitter. Links will probably be in the description and the end card. And that's really it. Goodbye.
Hey, goodbye.